Hare Krishna, World Racer, Sabina and Roger here. Today the time has come to dive into the Bhagavad Gita as it is, the Marmite under the Gita translations.
Yeah, if you're wondering what that means, it means that there's a lot of controversy surrounding not only this, but actually all the translations of the Gita. We're discovering that some people prefer this translation over that translation, and on it goes. So from now on, maybe in the comments section, let's focus on the positives and remember that, hey, a bunch of like-minded individuals are coming together to study the Bhagavad Gita. You know, no matter what the translation, there's going to be imprints and positivities arising. And let's rejoice that people are interested in Krishna and let go of the division of my way is the only way, and this book is the better book, and this teacher is the better teacher, and on it goes, because we all have our own journey, our own path. So that being said, this is my favorite version of the Bhagavad Gita thus far. It is very dear and near to my heart. So before we dive into it, let's first prepare our minds. We must set our intentions and declare to the Supreme Lord that yes, we are seekers and we are seeking to be devotees of truth, of the ultimate reality, you know, to be of service to ourselves and the world, to seek the wisdom and the higher truth, seeking to understand ourselves and reality as it is.
As it is. Nice. And remember, we are on a huge battlefield. The conches are blown. And in the very middle is Krishna with Arjuna. And the chapter is called The Opulence of the Absolute, chapter 10.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Listen again, O mighty armed Arjuna, because you are my dear friend. For your benefit I shall speak to you further, giving knowledge that is better than what I have already explained. Neither the hosts of demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulences, for in every respect I am the source of the demigods and sages. He who knows me as the unborn, as the beginningless, as the Supreme Lord of all the worlds, he only, undiluted among men, is freed from all sins. Intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of the senses, control of the mind, happiness and distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame, and infamy, all these various qualities of living beings are created by me alone. The 7 great sages, and before them the 4 other great sages, and the Manus, progenitors of mankind, come from me, born from my mind, and all the living beings populating the various planets descend from them."
What are the 7 great sages?
I think that's the Saptarishis he's talking about.
Really?
Yeah, that.
Because I was wondering.
That's that Guru talks about as well, yeah. I'm pretty sure, because that's the only 7 great sages that I know about.
Okay, and the 4 other great sages?
I think there might be even before, right? So they descend maybe from those ones. So the 7 come from the 4.
Oh, let us know more details on that.
Yeah. But then, of course, they're coming from, you know, Krishna.
Yeah.
So everything is descending, emanating from Krishna. As we know, all is resting in Krishna. So that's maybe the beginning of the formulations of life, you know, in this universe, perhaps. One who is factually convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mine engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. Yes, and I can vouch for this. Yeah, so once you focus on, the ultimate truth, Krishna, or even whatever devotional path you're on, then that's part of the process, right? And then that transcends into, the wisdom and knowledge of understanding, reality and truth as it is.
Arjuna said, "You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. You are the eternal, transcendental, original person, the unborn, the greatest. All the great sages such as Narada, Asita, Devala, Vyasa confirm this truth about you, and now you yourself are declaring it to me. O Krishna, I totally accept as a truth all that you have told me. Neither the demigods nor the demons, O Lord, can understand your personality. Indeed, you alone know yourself by your own internal potency. O Supreme Person, origin of all, Lord of all beings, God of gods, Lord of the universe. Please tell me in detail of your divine opulences by which you pervade all these worlds. O Krishna, O Supreme Mystic, how shall I constantly think of you, and how shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered, O Supreme Personality of Godhead?" O Janardana. Again, please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulences. I am never satiated in hearing about you, for the more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Yes, I will tell you of my splendorous manifestations, but only of those which are prominent, O Arjuna, for my opulence is limitless. I am the Supersoul, O Arjuna, seated in the hearts of all living entities. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all beings. Of the Adityas, I am Vishnu. Of lights, I am the radiant sun. Of the Maruts, I am Marikai. And among the stars, I am the moon. Of the Vedas, I am the Samaveda. Of the demigods, I am Indra, the king of heaven. Of the senses, I am the mind. And in living beings, I am the living force, consciousness. Of all the Rudras, I am Lord Shiva. Of the Yakshas and Rakshasas, I am the Lord of Wealth, Kuvera. Of the Vasus, I am fire, Agni. And of mountains, I am Meru. Of priests, O Arjuna, know me to be the chief Brahaspati. Of generals, I am Kartikeya. And of bodies of water, I am the ocean. Of the great sages, I am Bhrigu. Of vibrations, I am the transcendental Om. Of sacrifices, I am the chanting of the holy names, Japa. And of immovable things, I am the Himalayas. Of all trees, I am the banyan tree. And of the sages among the demigods, I am Narada. Of the Gandharvas, I am Chitraratha. And among perfected beings, I am the sage Kapila. Of horses, know me to be Ukashvara, produced during the churning of the ocean for nectar. Of lordly elephants, I am Airavata, and among men I am the monarch. Of weapons, I am the thunderbolt. Among cows, I am the Shirabi. Of causes for procreation, I am Kandarpa, the god of love. And of serpents, I am Vasuki. Of the many hooded Nagas, I am Ananta. And among the aquatics, I am the demigod Varuna. Of departed ancestors, I am Aryama. And among the dispensers of law, I am Yama, the lord of death. Among the Daitya demons, I am the devoted Prahlada. Among subduers I am time. Among beasts I am the lion. And among birds I am Garuda. So Prahlada was the one that Narasimha came to Prahlada and killed Prahlada's father, I believe, right? So I'm devoted, he is Prahlada. Wow. Of purifiers I am the wind. Of the wielders of weapons I am Ram. Of fishes I am the shark. And of flowing rivers I am the Ganga. Of all creations I am the beginning and the end and also the middle, O Arjuna. Of all sciences I am the spiritual science of the self. And among logicians I am the conclusive truth. Of letters I am the letter A. And among compound words I am the dual compound. I am also inexhaustible time. And of creators I am Brahma. I am all-devouring death, and I am the generating principle of all that is yet to be. Among women I am fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. Of the hymns in the Samaveda I am the Brat Sama, and of poetry I am the Gayatri. Of months I am Margasiri, November, December, and of seasons I am flower-bearing spring. I am also the gambling of cheats, and of the splendid I am the splendor. I am victory, I am adventure, and I am the strength of the strong. Of the descendants of Vrishni I am Vasudeva, and of the Pandavas I am Arjuna. Of the sages I am Vyasa, and among great thinkers I am Usana. Among all means of suppressing lawlessness, I am punishment, and of those who seek victory, I am morality. Of secret things, I am silence, and of the wise, I am the wisdom. Furthermore, O Arjuna, I am the generating seed of all existences. There is no being, moving or non-moving, that can exist without me. O mighty conqueror of enemies, there is no end to my divine manifestations. What I have spoken to you is but a mere indication of my infinite opulences. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. But what need is there, Arjuna, for this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe.
I'm going to be quick speaking here before I lose my voice again. I can feel it. Yeah, wow, what a chapter.
Whoa.
And yeah, I think he just answered what my question kind of was, because, you know, he says, for example, among the beasts, I'm the lion, but of course he's all other beasts too. So, yeah. But why does he make it like this way?
Because it's important for people to understand, kind of get a sense of, you know, what he's teaching, because of course he can say that he's everything, right? I am the source of everything and I'm the manifestation of everything. But he does say that as well, right? But then he goes into detail talking about the most opulent, right? The most majestic of stuff, right? So we know of the river Ganga is known as the most holy river, right? The lion is known as the most powerful of beasts. The Garuda is the most majestic of birds, right? So he's displaying, you know, he's pointing out the most majestic, magnificent things in creation. That's what he is. He's the syllable Om, right? He's the moon, right? So yeah, he is everything, and he's just pointing out, you know, the very amazing stuff, and even shouting out, like, of warriors, he's Arjuna. So he's speaking to Arjuna, and he's saying that, hey, I am you, right? Right? And then of, like, you know, the intelligent, right, as well, and the sages, right? He's Vyasa, right?
Yeah, it has a great potency. I can feel it.
Yeah, and then saying that so that's why I had a big connection with the Gayatri mantra. So I listened to it so many times, and of course I memorized it, and I chanted it quite a bit because, in the Gita he's saying that of poetry, I am the Gayatri mantra, right?
So of all the Rudras, I am Lord Shiva. Would that interfere with the Shiva devotees?
That depends on, their belief system, I guess, because I'm sure there is some Shiva devotees who understand that, like in the ancient scriptures, it is known that, Shiva, was devoted to Vishnu, and then when Vishnu's avatars are worshipping Shiva, right? So there's that divine play there where they worship each other. That's kind of how I understand it. And then there's also another deity. Maybe somebody can refresh my memory, but it's the half Shiva, half Vishnu deity. And then that form, it shows them split. Kind of like Shiva Shakti, except in this case it's Shiva Vishnu, right? As a deity. So, so very cool. And that's kind of how I see it as well, too, is because, there is one ultimate source. And I don't want to upset anybody, but there can be Shiva devotees that see Krishna as the emanation. So Shiva is the ultimate reality in this tradition. So then Krishna, of course, would be, or Vishnu would be an emanation of Shiva. And then, of course, Krishna is an avatar of Vishnu. But when we're getting to the highest truths in that situation, we got to keep in mind that, it doesn't really matter how we conceptualize the absolute, because even though we can argue that it is the reality, beyond what we think it is, it's still, we're dealing with a conceptual mind. So for us to understand it to this point, before we're enlightened, anything that we think about, even if it's true or not, is still a concept. It's still a conceptualization. It's still within our mind, right? And we're grasping on it as a truth. And the more aligned it is with the ultimate truth, then it leads us upwards and towards liberation. But we got to keep in mind that, like the Buddha taught as well, it's better to hold things in mind as, I have heard this and I have heard about that, right? Because it's still just a concept until we've gone beyond the mind completely, by whatever, path. So yeah, I love that, because I do see that. There's one source of absolutely everything.
However you name it, right?
Yeah. So for me, I'm very much, my path brought me to the path of Krishna, right? But I also accept Shiva and everything else, as okay. And if somebody tells me that they're Shiva devotee, I'm like, great, right?
Yeah, and then I think you would also just start speaking in their terms, right? Because you're not attached to the word Krishna as being the absolute, right?
Yeah.
So you would quickly just catch on. It's like, for them the absolute is Shiva. So when I relate to them, I call the absolute Shiva too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Totally. Because in the absolute of the absolute, there's only one. So for my mind, that is Krishna. But I'm not limiting Krishna by being stuck to the word Krishna, right? So then when you understand that, you can very easily talk about it, the absolute being Shiva, knowing that, in my heart, it's still Krishna, because Krishna is everything. So, Krishna is Shiva, but I don't have to go beat them over the head with it and say, we got to use the word Krishna, because Krishna is beyond the word Krishna in reality.
Let's finish with that golden nugget.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a beautiful chapter. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Let us know if you felt the transmission and the beauty of it.
Yeah.
And then we hope to see you on the next chapter.
Yeah, I'm really curious if anything really struck you among these beautiful phrases when Krishna is describing, who he is, like what his manifestations are. There's just so many. It's so beautiful. And I think this is the chapter when I was listening to the Bhagavad Gita as it is for the first time on YouTube years ago. Yeah, this was just, it just hit me so deep, so hard. So absolutely love it.
I would probably not be able to speak again if I wouldn't be on PMS. I have very wild forces within me at the moment.
Oh, wow.
But Krishna is taming it. Can you feel it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, he's softening it. Like, wow. Softening itself.
Beautiful.
Krishna is even that.
Wonderful. So the Bhagavad Gita has served its purpose for today. So thank you so much for joining us for this wonderful chapter. Let us know what you felt, what you think. Keep it positive. Let's focus on the positives of the Gita, that we're all coming together to study together. So remember to hit that like button and let us know. And remember, the most important thing of all of this is to help to raise ourselves
and raise the world. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you on chapter 11.
Peace.